Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Meet the Candidates. I'm your host, Jonathan Grabowski. We are here for a wonderful spring 2022 election season for local elections. And just a reminder, April 30th is Election Day, so please go out and vote. So joining us on the show today is a candidate for the Board of Public Works, and it's Eric Murphy. Eric, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate having me.
So we'll talk about a wide variety of things, why you're running and some of the issues that are going on. But first off, for those that don't know, who is Eric Murphy? I've been born in Marshfield, born and raised here. I've been 50 years. Actually, today's my birthday, so I'm 52. So we're in 52 years in Marshfield. I've been in Brant Rock for 20 years. I volunteer for a lot of places. I do some work for Brant Rock Village Association, mowing the lawn. I'm a member of the Marshfield Rod and Gun Club. And I own a business in Marshfield. So talking about that community involvement, I know you a little bit from the Brant Rock Village Association. So just talk about that and what you guys do. Yeah,
about 20 years ago, a bunch of us got together and decided that if we all, formed a little group, we would have a little, input as to what goes on in town and maybe be more informed as what's happening if everyone was connected. So we decided to form the Brant Rock Village Association.
Awesome. So you previously ran for the Board of Public Works. So talk about that experience and what you learned from it.
I learned that the board is the intermediary between the voters and the full-time staff in town, and they really kind of guide what's going on, but the full-time staff of the town really runs what's going on. Mm-hmm. So the board is kind of just a guide in the intermediary before the mouthpiece for the voters of town.
Yeah. So why have you decided to run for Board of Public Works?
Well, I watch what goes on in town. I see where a lot of the boards are, kind of adversarial. They don't really get along. Some of the people on the actual boards themselves don't get along with each other on the boards, and I feel like for the past 10 years nothing's been getting done. It's more of how much adversarial attitude can I give than what can I do.
So, in your view, you kind of answered this already. What's the role of the Board of Public Works?
The role of Public Works is to be the mouthpiece of the voters. We're there for the people to take their concerns, bring them to the full-time town employees, and try to make them happen, make them satisfied, get some answers. So
from where you're sitting, what's the current state of the Board of Public Works?
Dysfunctional. I don't think there's, they don't really, several of them don't talk to each other, I don't think. I think they're very, like I say, they're adversarial.
Okay. So what's something that you think maybe they're doing well, and you may have answered this already, what's something that they might want to improve upon currently?
I think, the actual core group of, DPW people and all that it's the management style, the guidance. They need, they need a little bit more help with funding, and I think if you could get along with the selectmen a little more, you could get a little more funding and bring up the DPW a little more. I think the cross action is not getting the funding that they need.
What do you mean by funding? Is there certain things that are being underfunded or aren't funded?
I would say that DPW has several things on the list that they would like to get, but they just can't get the funding for it, and keep getting crossed off the list at the end of the year. And the town of Marshfield has plenty of free cash. I know there's the account for free cash has upwards of $5 million in it, it should go somewhere. We don't need to hang on to it all.
Right. So what's the biggest challenge facing the board, and if elected, how would you address it?
I think the biggest challenge facing the board right now is communication and transparency. They need to be able to communicate with the other boards. They need to be able to work, hand in hand with the other boards, speak freely, and stick to a project, focus on the project, finish the project, and then move on to another project. It always seems like there's looking to the next project. What can we do next? What can we do next? And it's not finishing or maintenance.
How would you address that if elected?
There should be a maintenance schedule of everything. Everything should have a maintenance schedule. I mean, you take your car in to get oil changed every 5,000 miles. It should be maintenance. It shouldn't be, it broke, emergency, time to fix it.
So if you're elected, what's one thing you're going to focus on? What's going to be the thing that everyone knows Eric Murphy for in regards to the Board of Public Works?
I would say it's going to be my availability, my openness. You'll be able to, talk to me at any time. You could get a hold of me at any time. As a business owner, I know that, customer service is paramount, and part of this is customer service. Don't get me wrong; it's a volunteer position. No one's getting paid, so I'm happy to help out and make things work.
Okay. What do you think something you bring to the table in regards to serving on the board?
I think I can bridge the gap between Board of Selectmen and the Board of Public Works. I'm friendly with several of the Board of Selectmen. We have lunch sometimes and we chat regularly. So, and the Board of Public Works, I'm friendly with several of them on the board.
So you've mentioned this already, and you've talked about dysfunction, how people don't talk to one another. So if you're elected, you're one of 3 members. So how would you work with your fellow members to make sure the board and the department are the best they can be?
I think we'd have to be regular meetings, again, talking, emails, just more openness to the public where the public can call and get answers and not quite the push off. I've noticed that several meetings, these public meetings that we have that you go and you sit through for an hour or so, when it comes time for open discussion, the open discussion is very brief and short, and you don't get to say what you need to say. So, that would be open.
Okay. So if elected, how would you make sure residents are at least heard and aware of what the board is doing? Because I think in town sometimes, people don't know meetings are going on and what's on the agendas or what certain boards and departments are working on. So how would you fix that, and how would you make sure that, as you talked about that open aspect, like how do you make sure the board's listening to people, saying like, hey, this is an issue in my neighborhood? Or
yeah, I honestly think that they need to, I think they need to advertise and broadcast more, up to the level that we're at now in the 21st century. We need to do Twitter, we need to do Facebook, we need to do Instagram. Marshfield should have posts of what's coming up, meetings that are coming up, posting it in a blurb in the newspaper in the legal section. It's not what everybody's reading, and you're never going to see it. A lot of meetings you don't see. You don't even know they happen until after the fact. Right,
for sure. So starting to get to the tail end of our questions here. So we always like to, we usually get through some heavy issues, with, candidates and, various topics. So we always try to end with some fun. So what's an Eric Murphy fun fact?
An Eric Murphy fun fact. Well, I do like fishing.
Okay.
Fishing's fun.
Good. So in the movie about you, who is playing you and why?
Me. Who else can play me?
If people want to find out more about you, is there a place they can go?
Yeah, they can go on Facebook. They can find me on Facebook. The Marshfield Forum is a page that's local to everybody. It's open, free. They can call me. They can come down to Brant Rock, and I'm not hard to find. You know where I'm at.
Mm-hmm. And then last but not least, why are you the best candidate for this position?
I think I bring a little new light to the table. I think I bring a little more personable, where we could get along a little better, and we might be able to get a little more action done and less bickering.
Good. Well, Eric, I want to thank you for joining us today. I want to wish you the best of luck during this always interesting, exciting election season.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
That's all the time we have for Meet the Candidates. And until next time, make it a great day.